All right. Welcome to this episode of Chasing the Dream, the podcast, where I get to talk to people who I admire, I'm fans of, and who are chasing a dream like I am, and somebody who I feel needs a light shown on them and will promote what they're up to. And today I have a very special guest, someone I've known for a long time, technically a member of my family, so this is like a little inside baseball. I can't, it's a little easy for me to book this guy. He's been doing this a long time. You may know him if you've ever seen the movie Lean on Me and that famous bathroom scene where the principal, Joe Clark, is getting these guys to sing the alma mater song. He's been in the band Riff for a very long time. We're going to get at how they got started and all of what they're up to these days. Please welcome my brother, Michael Best.
Hey, man.
Hey, Nitty Green.
Scott, what's up, man?
I can't call you Nitty Green. I can't do it.
Come on, man. This is rock and roll, baby. You got to, come on, son.
I appreciate the slash hat you brought to the thing. We're going to be posing for $5 bills photos later. So, Mike, what's going on? How are you?
Man, I am good, man. I'm good, man. I'm up early, man. I'm drinking my coffee. Today is my mom's birthday. I just came back from dropping her off, at her, she's a big church-going woman, man. So pretty much dropped her off at church, man. I'm waiting on my bacon to come through the door, man. I'm getting ready to have some bacon. While I talk to you, man, I'm hyped. I'm excited. It's long overdue, man. Everything is going great right now. It is long overdue. Yeah, man.
It is long overdue. So you have been chasing the dream a long time. I want to try to, in this next hour, get through all you have from the beginnings when you were a wee lad walking around in diapers and how you got into music and how you got to where you are now. Okay. And maybe get to the little history of Riff.
Let's go, man.
Because it seems like on my YouTube channel that video we did a couple years ago is like every week gets hundreds and hundreds of hits and comments, and so people love you guys. People love you guys.
That's awesome. So we are still here, man. We are still here, man.
Yeah, we're gonna end up where you are now and what you guys are doing, and like where people can find you and follow you. But how did you get started in music? Like, was the family into music? I remember talking like you used to sing in the church choir, but like where did your love of music come from?
All right, so man, growing up in the best house, man, we are like grassrooted, man. Like I'm talking about everybody in my family had to know how to do something. You know what I mean? We come from a long line of drummers, guitar players, bass players, singers. This is my family, man. And every week, man, on Sundays was a battle. You understand what I'm saying? So I've watched this while I was growing up, man. I'm watching everybody in my family go at it, man. From church, from after church, downstairs in my Aunt Marie's basement, man, everybody's jamming out. So I've watched my family, man, and I picked it up along the way. My mother, I totally adored the way she sang. So I kind of took her style, just watching her sing. And my father sang, I never really seen him sing, but my mom told me all about what he used to do. You know what I mean? He had to leave out from my home when I was born. So I'm pretty much a mama's boy, a grandma's boy. And they was heavy into the church. Scott, I'm telling you, they drugged me to church on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm a grown man now, man. I do not go in that building, man. I'm telling you right now, I have my share.
You did your 10,000 hours.
I have my share, man. I'm going, man. Now I'm watching Joel Osteen, man, with the remote control, man. I'm good to go. I'm telling you right now. But I grew up, man, just singing around the house, man, with my two sisters and stuff like that. My mom has played everything from the Temptations, man, from Gladys Knight and the Pips, all of Motown, the Four Tops, and the Jacksons, and she skipped over to Natalie Cole. She was listening to them and all of the soul groups, man, like the Stylistics and Blue Magic and stuff like that. And she used to be singing these songs around the house, man. And I caught the bug from that, just watching her do, and watching her sing in church also made me want to try that out. But I had a stuttering problem, man, so bad. I'm just going to get to it. I had a stuttering problem growing up. So I tried myself. I tried pretty much trying another route. Like I said, we had to learn how to do something. So I was a drummer first at the church.
Okay.
Everybody wanted to get on the skins. When you're young, everybody wanted to get on the drums, try them out. I was pretty good at it, man. You know what I mean?
Did you take drum lessons or anything, or you just learned by trial and error?
Well, my mentor was, Timothy Best, which is my cousin. And I watched him play. I did take a few lessons in school, teaching me paradiddles and stuff with the drumsticks on the drum pad. That wasn't for me. You know what I mean? I ended up quitting that and just continue watching what Tim did and my cousin Levi. And then me and my cousin Reggie caught on. We became the church drummers. So I caught the bug playing drums, man, for the junior choir. You know what I mean? And hey, man, like I said, everybody had to have some type of talent in the family. So that's where I first got my start, man, just watching my family do it, and I picked it up, and that's it, man.
Was there because I know we used to do that with cousin Laurie. We'd do the old singing at every holiday. We'd have these little shows. We'd go into our room and we would like spend all day practicing and rehearsing, and then at dinner time, you come out and you do the floor show. Was that how it was in the house with you guys?
Come on, man. It was a show and tell, like every Sunday. You had to perform, like I said, from the church to Sunday dinner, man, where everybody come. Oh, somebody had to get up and show what they got. You know what I mean? So it was more like that. And it was fun, man. I wouldn't have changed that for nothing in the world, man. It was just great being a part of my family, man. We really didn't have much, you know what I mean? But it was like a lot of love and a lot of food, and it was always tight, man. It's like 50 of us, man, in the house. Wow. Like on Sundays.
So on Sundays it was like Thanksgiving dinner for like every people can relate to like a big Thanksgiving dinner, but in your family it was every Sunday was Thanksgiving dinner.
Every Sunday, everybody met by Big Mama's house, man, and she cooked the spread like it was Thanksgiving, man. And at the same time, we knew we gonna eat and we singing right after that. That's just how it goes. So
when did your love for singing and music become like more organized? And growing up in New Jersey, you're always in Patterson.
Yeah, man. I was about 13, 14 years old, man. I started singing for a quartet group called the Spotlight Gospel Singers. This is where I met Riff, we actually started singing quartet gospel. A gentleman by the name of Al Jones pulled us all together, and we started going around the tri-state doing gospel shows, and we started singing there. And that's where I took it serious. Now, when I got up to high school, man, I really started paying attention, and I'm sure a lot of people did, started paying attention more to Michael Jackson when he did his solo thing, and Prince, you know what I mean? For me, it was Michael Jackson, Prince, New Edition, New Kids on the Block, the Force MDs, you know what I mean? These were the groups, man, that I patterned myself after. And a lot of the quartet gospel groups, man, like the Mighty Clouds of Joy and the Volunteers, and these are, Tommy Ellison and the Five Singing Stars, the Blind Boys, like some of these guys is where we got our thing from, man. And I picked up a lot more just watching them. I never really thought that I would do it professionally. I just like going around with Mr. Jones, and he taking us to these churches and we're singing. But I never thought that we would get to that point where we would travel further than the tri-state area, you know. And
were you guys making money doing that, or was it just like
he was.
Okay, Mr. Jones.
He was.
Mr. Jones was making money.
He
And
was
you
like,
guys are,
listen,
you guys
Scott.
are the trained group that would just trot out and sing. Let's go.
Listen, he taught us everything we know as far as stage is concerned, how to dress, how to be men.
Right.
I owe it to Mr. Jones. He dressed us like little old men, but we were young. We had the tuxedos, man, and the fat bow ties, man, velvet.
So you had the cute factor going too, because you these little guys who are well dressed, adorable, and then with these great voices.
Hey man,
who was in that quartet at first? Who was the first four? Anybody which guys from the quartet went on to be part of Riff?
Exactly, man. Okay, it was myself. It was Anthony Chill Fuller, Dwayne Jones, Stephen Capers, Kenny Kelly. Like, we all really sang in the same gospel group.
Gotcha.
We all sang in the same gospel group. And
that's why you guys perfected that harmonizing you guys have, because that, it's just a nice. I mean, if you read the comments on the Alma Mater song, your voices they love them. Even 30, 35 years later from that, whatever that was, it's a long time ago now.
Bro, I'm telling you, that's where we got our start from. We learned how to harmonize, listening to the quartet gospel, and Mr. Jones training us and getting on us, yelling at us. We only got paid once a year, which was anniversary time. Even then, we would do the anniversary show, and he'd be like, "I see you at my house next Friday. Next Friday, we're going to count the money and we're going to break it up." So I leave there with like 30-something bucks, man. I was happy. But but that's where we learned. I mean, we worked hard for the anniversary show to get $30, man, at the end of the year. You know what I mean? So that's where we got our start.
You worked all year to get $30.
To get $30.
Mr. Jones, we're going to be sending some. A lawyer will be calling you, Mr. Jones. We have
I'm gonna tell you something,
and some interest that you owe these guys.
Listen, they better, when we get these lawyers, they better be good, because he in heaven or hell, one of them.
Somebody's got it. Somebody got it. The family's got it. You got kids? They got it.
Somebody got it, man.
So when did it become Riff? I read something that you guys were the Playboys.
Yeah, man. Check this out.
First, and then before Riff, it was the Playboys.
Yeah, man. We when we went to high school, you know what I mean. First of all, the famous Eastside High School.
Eastside High.
Eastside High School. It was our first year in there, man. We knew what was expected from us. You know what I mean? First of all,
and what does that mean? Wait a minute.
Okay.
We knew what was expected from us. That sounds like something bigger than, you can't just brush by that phrase.
I got you.
What was expected of you at Eastside High?
Well, we have to come in there with the mindset to wanting to learn, because we heard all about Mr. Clark. You know what I mean?
The Mr. Clark, what was expected of you?
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Clark.
Carrying the bat and chaining the doors. Did that really happen? Did he chain the doors and keep you guys in there?
He did. He had a thing. This happened the year before we actually got there. We had heard about his shenanigans.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying? As far as what he was doing.
So he was infamous by the time when you finally got into the school in 9th grade, right? Was it 9th grade?
Yep.
Or 8th grade?
No, it was 9th.
9th grade.
It was 9th grade.
So when you got into school in 9th grade, it was already all over the town, like, this guy's no joke.
Well, what he did was, at the end of the year is when he did his big thing. He went in there, man. He looked at everybody in the school who was not performing, doing what they had to do as far as grades and not passing the tests and fooling around, not going to class. It was a record. I don't know how they kept these records, man. I guess the teachers had to be on the job. So at the end of the year, when school was done, before, you know, the school took the break, they do, I think it's a winter break or whatever. Um, he called a assembly, and he had a list of everybody, and he called them up on stage, man. This is true facts. Called them up on stage, had them up there. Everybody thinking they're getting something good. And he called them up on stage, man, and told them that they are no longer welcome at Eastside High School. You're not performing, you're playing around, you're not doing nothing. You are now out of here. And they broke wild. They had to get security and everything. It's a true story, man. So
They couldn't do that today. He would never be able to get away with that today.
Listen, man, I don't know, but I know
the 80s are different.
Listen, man, he walked around like he owned the city. I'm not lying. Like this is a guy that really wanted to, his words is, transmogrify the school, because our scores was really, really, really down. They was looking at Eastside High School like we were trash. So after he did that, that's when we came in. That, when school opened back up, we were coming in.
Okay.
And the very first day, he held the assembly and was like, the whole school, the whole student body was in this building, was in this auditorium. And he said, listen, I just threw out however many kids it was. He just threw them out. And he said he'll throw out another batch. He said, if you guys don't come in here and do what you have to do, you know what I mean? He said, first thing I want you to do is learn the school song, the alma mater, because we go on pride here. And we are Ghost, and you guys going to have pride. You're going to learn this song or be suspended on demand. And he said, it all depends on the way I feel. It can be 3 to 5 days to 21 days. He said, I'll kick you out if you do not know this song. All right.
So I got the picture up now of from the movie Lean on Me. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about how that happened. But now, was this like a real, the scene that was depicted in the movie, did this happen to you guys, or is this more dramatically put for, to make it seem dramatic in the movie? Did he really find you guys in the restroom and check that you knew the song? Would he spot check students in the hallway, like, you got to sing this alma mater?
Listen, man, he will freeze you, and he knows your name. He knows your name. Like, we had about, I want to say 2,000 students in this building, man. This guy knew every student. Okay, so there was no running or hiding. You know what I mean? If he spotted you and he wanted you to sing, you had to sing the school song. That's the bottom line. You had to know it. And back then, Scott, the song was like, I'm going to try to sing a little bit. Go, fair east side high, by thy side will stand, and always praise thy name. Whoever lend our hearts and hands, and to help, whatever. It's just real choirish stuff. You understand what I'm saying? You have to learn the song.
That was the original.
Right. Okay.
So, like, in the scene in the movie, he finds you guys. He had earlier found you guys in the cafeteria,
right?
And then he double checks you in this restroom to sing the song. And then after you sing it, he stops and brings you to a teacher, and you think she's gonna get her head handed to her for rewriting the song, but then he winds up applauding her for doing such a good job rewriting the song, and now everybody has to sing the alma mater the way you guys sung it in that bathroom. Right. So, but was it really that teacher who's depicted in the movie who, like, sort of rewrote it, or did you guys come up with your own thing? Like, what's the facts on how that alma mater song got to be to the way that it is now that we know it, that became famous in Lean on Me?
Okay, I'm getting ready to tell you.
Let me put the picture up so people, I want the real deal, because I don't think I know this story.
This
Let me
is
put the picture up.
this
So
is
this is Morgan
serious,
Freeman as Mr. Clark,
Mr.
and this is
Clark.
really you guys.
Correct.
This is Riff.
Exactly.
And you guys were
Kenny,
all students at the school. Kenny is in the beige shirt, right?
right?
You're in the red. You're in the red sweatshirt. He takes your hat
Exactly.
off in the scene and shoves it
Exactly.
in you because you're not supposed to have a hat on.
Exactly. And
Uh,
that's Dwayne
Dwayne
Jones.
is next to you, right?
And then there's Stephen Capers.
Mr. Capers.
And then there's Anthony Fuller, which is Dwayne's brother.
Okay.
Okay, so now I gotta backtrack just a little bit because I want to tell you how Riff became Riff. Well, the Playboys was born up at Eastside High School, and then we eventually ended up changing our name to Riff. So I'm gonna tell you
Riff.
exactly how this happened. So I'm in homeroom. Okay, and I just got into the building. All of a sudden, man, I'm sitting there and I hear over the loudspeaker, Mr. Best come to the office. So now I'm sitting there, man. I'm like, it must be.
That is the call nobody wants to hear.
Listen,
you do not want to hear your name.
No,
and in that school, you had to be shaking.
Scott, first of all, I did not.
What did you do?
I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you, first of all, I did not. I tried to act like I did not hear it. Okay. And because he sounded angry. Okay. So he calls me again. Mr. Best, come to the office. I know you're here. Come to the office.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. So the teacher's like, you better go downstairs. Okay. So I get down there. Okay. It's a true story. This is facts. People may get online, man, and vouch for this. Okay. This is serious business, what I'm going to tell you.
People are invited in the comments. If you were there and you know the story, back up what Mike
vouch for it. This is serious business. The people that were there, they're still living. They're here. I'm pretty sure they're going to see this podcast. So I walk into the office. The secretary is there, and she points to his office. She goes, he's in there waiting for you. So I go through the door. And there's two girls standing there with him. And he goes, Mr. Best. He goes, how are you? I was like, I'm good. He goes, listen. He said, which one of these girls are you dating?
Oh,
Mr. Clark was nosy, man. He wanted to get into everybody's business and the whole nine. So he goes, which one of these girls are you dating? I said, I'm not dating any one of these girls. He says, you know what, Mr. Best? He says, somehow I do not believe a word you are saying. I believe them, but at the same time, he's smiling, he's laughing, he's laughing. He tried to make a big joke. I never was dating the girls, okay? All right. At that time. I ended up dating one. Yeah. After that incident, I ended up dating one. So Mr. Clark goes, you know what? For some reason, first of all, these two girls had liked me. I didn't know. You know what I mean? And this is how it went down. He goes, you know what, Mr. Best? He said, somehow I don't believe you. He said, just for that. He said, I want you to sing the school song on today. Scott, I didn't know it.
Let me get him up there and intimidate you. That's the actual Mr. Clark.
That's the actual. Look at that face, man. Look at that face.
So he's got you in his office. He's like, sing the school song.
Look at his face. This is what the guy, he's looking at me. He's like, yo, I want you to sing the school song.
Am I scaring you? Should I take the picture down?
No. Because this is putting me in that mood, man. You're bringing me back. Let me tell you exactly. Yo, he's telling me, I want you to sing the school song, sir. And I begged him. I said, Mr. Clark, I don't have no problem singing the school song. This is easy breezy. I said, but if you let me come back tomorrow with the homies, I said, I promise you I'm going to knock your socks off with this alma mater. And he looks at the girls. He look at me. He says, you're very lucky, Mr. Best. He said, because it's Secretary Day. He said, I'm going to have the secretary sing the school song. But if you don't come back here tomorrow and knock my socks off, he said, I'm going to suspend you for 20 days. He said, therefore, you will only have to miss one day and you have to repeat the year all over again. This is at the beginning of the year, Scott. So I'm like.
So wait, he had wanted you to sing the school song so it would be like on the PA for the whole school to hear? Was that like a thing? Everybody, you sing the alma mater every day? No.
He wanted me to sing it in his office, and he probably would have made me sing it over the loudspeaker as well. I wasn't sure his angle, but I begged him to let me come back tomorrow.
Okay.
So leaving his office. Okay. So I told him, please let me come back tomorrow. I promise you I'm going to knock your socks off. I promise you. Let me go get my homies. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do it. He said, Mr. Best, go get the homies. He said, but if you are not here tomorrow morning, sing this song, I'm suspending you for 20 days. Man, let me tell you something, man. I left school. Right after school, I went over to Anthony and Dwayne's house. This is headquarters, East 24th Street. Everybody knows where Riff used to hang. East 24th Street at my roof house. And me, Anthony, and Dwayne, we got on that porch, man. Then we transferred it to the living room. And we went from the living room to the dining room table, man. And we came up with a rendition of the school song, man, that you guys know today.
So hold on. So in the movie, it's portrayed as like the choir teacher taught you guys, but you 5 guys sat around the table and just doing what you did from working with Mr. Jones and being part of the Playboys. You guys.
Well, that's the way.
Is that what I'm understanding, or is that the story you're just trying to tell?
That's the way it started. It was originally, I went over to Anthony and Dwayne house. It was only 3 of us that sang the school song the first day.
Okay.
Stephen and Kenny didn't come until the second day.
So the bathroom scene was the second day in reality, but the way it's portrayed in Lean on Me.
No, the way it's portrayed in Lean on Me is that he picked me and Kenny out of the lunchroom and made us sing the school song, and we didn't know it.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's true. That scene that sort of takes place in the movie is true. Kinda.
Remember,
okay.
He told me to sing the school song. I got out of it, but he made us sing it in the cafeteria in the movie, and we didn't know it. All right, so he suspended us in the movie. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky. The day after, we came back to the to his office to sing the school song. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "please rise." Man, he treated this thing like it was the Star Spangled Banner. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, he says, we have today a special treat. He said, I want y'all to rise to sing the school song. We have today the Playboys. He gave us that name. And Scott.
So the Playboys, he came up with the Playboys?
He came up with the name the Playboys because I had 2 girls in his office. Gotcha. And he gave us the name the Playboys right then and there.
All right, let me put him up there. So Joe Clark came up with the name Playboys. All right, there's Joe Clark. He came up with the name the Playboys. Yes. All right, so he's like, okay, everybody, here come the Playboys. They're going to sing this song. And then you sing the rendition that is portrayed in the film and that you guys have been singing for all these years.
Well,
happened then.
We actually did a rendition of that, minus the all aboard, OD side. Like, we didn't add that part until Kenny and Steven came the next day. So we went all the way up. We actually did the 3-part harmony. And I'm telling you right now, the way we sang it, ferry side, that whole thing, we did it like that. We just didn't do the all aboard part. We ended it with like a ooh harmonies, right? Man, when we got finished, you heard the school I'm telling you, it was like
Like
it
you
was
could
a
hear
pet
it.
rally. Yes,
You
it
were in
was
his
like,
office, but you could hear in the hallways everybody cheering.
oh my God. It was like we just made the alley oop, the dunk, boom, and then we won the championship, bro. I'm talking about everybody in the school cheered like we just did something super duper. First of all, we changed the way the school song sound. Okay, instead of it sounding that old school way, we did it a new way that you guys know today. And then Mr. Clark, first of all, when he heard it, he's standing there blown away. And he was walking down the aisle like Morgan Freeman did in the movie while me, Anthony, and Dwayne sang the song. He's walking past us, looking at us like this. By the time we finished and he heard the school cheer and going crazy, he said, now that's the way you do it. He said, I want everybody in the school to learn it the way the Playboys sing it or get suspended on demand. He said, I want you guys here every day to sing this song over this loudspeaker. That's when we added Kenny and Steven. And that's when we added the, all aboard, all aboard. We went home, practiced, came back the next day and blew him away again. And he's like, this is the way you sing the school song. We have pride now. This is the school song, man. He says, yo, man, he says, I'm putting y'all in my movie.
So
we didn't believe
how
him.
How did the movie come about? Like he already, this movie deal was in place for him, I guess, and he wanted this. I guess he wanted this story in the movie that we all saw.
Yeah,
And if you
well,
haven't seen it, you should all go watch the movie. It's a great movie.
it's a classic, man. Ladies and gentlemen, go watch the movie. So he had told us then that he was having a movie made about his life in Eastside High School. And he said, I want you guys to be in the movie. And we didn't believe him. We did not believe him.
Right.
We didn't believe him. So
yeah, because I'm gonna say, like, how do you guys get to be in this Hollywood movie? And like, this is really you.
right.
All the other actors, like Sam, right? That's the other character's name. That was like your buddy in the movie. He was
Jermaine
an
Hopkins,
actor.
yes. He was definitely an actor, man. And Mr. Clark just told us, he says, listen, he said, I'm going to put y'all in my movie. He said, watch and see. He said, they're going to love you. They're going to love you. He said, I'm putting you in the movie. He said, I want you guys to do what y'all just did. We didn't believe him, man. I want to say about a year went by. One morning, Mr. Clark got over the loudspeaker. I'm telling you, Scott, first of all, we became super popular in the school.
The school.
Yeah, we were.
So
we
is
had
it fair
alma
to
mater
say
battles and the whole nine, huh?
Is it fair to say that Joe Clark really launched and discovered Riff?
Definitely, I'll give it to him because after that we met. After us singing the school song the way we did, we met our manager at the time, Skip Van Rensselaer, and he started teaching us more songs. So like I said, like that whole year, we were celebrities, man. We even threw our own concert at Eastside High School, man, and it was ram-packed while we were going there. This is before the movie. We threw our own concert, and it was ram-packed. Everybody came to watch the Playboys at the time do their thing. And one day we were, at school. Mr. Clark came over the loudspeaker, man, was like, listen, guys, he said, we have a very special guest today. He's going to be shadowing me. His name is Morgan Freeman. He said, I want you guys to act normal, because he's going to be shadowing me, learning my mannerism. He said, I need y'all to act normal. This is business. He said, and if you get out of line, I'm going to suspend you. He said, if I ask you to sing the school song, you better know it. Right? So we went on through our day. Morgan Freeman's walking through the school, watching Mr. Clark, watching his. And he got him down packed, man. I'm talking down packed. The way Morgan Freeman portrayed Mr. Clark in that film is perfect. You would think you were standing next to him. Morgan Freeman is the greatest. All right. So, audition time came. We didn't have to audition to be in the movie. We were already in the movie. to do that
No.
song,
Okay.
but he did want us to audition for the Sam's part. He wanted to see if there was somebody in our crew can play Sam's.
That could be Sam.
Right.
Okay.
And there was, you know, we had skills, but Sam was funny. He came in and killed it, nailed it, gave it to him, and then they wrote us in as family members and stuff like that there. And that's what you
Okay.
see in the movie Lean on Me.
Okay. Okay. So the way it happened in the movie, that was more Hollywood,
Correct.
being in the bathroom, catching you off guard.
Yeah.
But the scenario is true.
The scenario is
It,
very true, man. And we
the
actually
lunchroom part is close to the truth.
close to the truth, right?
But then the famous bathroom song moment, where I'll put a link to the scene.
The famous bathroom scene happened, but it wasn't in the bathroom. It was in his office.
Right. In reality.
Right. There you go. There you go.
Gotcha. Okay. But it looked better to be in the bathroom because you'd be way
Correct.
more off guard if you were goofing off. You were in the movie. You guys are goofing off in the bathroom, and he catches you in there.
Exactly.
And he takes your hat off and slams it into your chest.
That's good.
Is that realistic?
Good
Would Mr. Clark do stuff like that?
Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark will not just take your hat off, man. He will suspend you if you have your hat on. He didn't play, man. He was one of those guys, you know. But
Gotcha.
I was a hat guy back then. That was my real hat. They didn't put that on me. Like
that was were those clothes your guys' clothes, or did they dress you guys for the movie?
No, they dressed us like that for the movie, but the hat thing was my thing. Yeah, definitely.
That was your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how soon after the movie did the album Riff get put together? What happened after there? Was it after seeing you guys in the movie? People wanted you?
You know what, man? I want to say it happened immediately after. After we finished shooting, the producer of the movie, the writer, and the executive producer formed a production company called Fair Shot Productions. They immediately signed the Playboys to their production company, and they started shopping us a record deal. We went to a few labels. They didn't want us because they already had these artists. You know, we went to MCA. We went to Tommy Boy. And we really wanted to be on Tommy Boy because one of our favorite groups that we grew up listening to was on that label, which was the Force MDs. You know, we love the Force MDs, man. And
they're still going to this day too.
They are still going, man. Those are my homies. I gotta look at this. Look at this. You remember this picture, Scott? We was up with them at
yeah.
At
Christmas.
Yeah, we was up at the resorts down
I
got
video from that. I can shoot some of that in here.
Oh man, make it quick. Make it quick because I didn't like that one. But anyway. But
I know we filmed it and you told me not to use it, so it's just sitting on my drives.
Yes. We actually, man, love the Force MD. So, well, what was the question? Because I lost it a little bit.
I was like, how soon? Like,
the deal. The deal.
And you were the Playboys, but we're just looking at the album cover and it's Riff.
Okay.
You know, these sharp dressed guys. When did that transition change? When did you become Riff? And it seems like a whirlwind. Like you're in this movie, and the next thing you know, you got a record deal.
It happened quick, man. Like I said, they formed a production company, Fair Shot. They signed us to it. They started shopping us a deal. We ended up, like I said, we went to a few. They didn't want us. We wanted to be on Tommy Boy. They couldn't sign us at the time because they just had the Force MDs. They was focusing more on the Force MDs, you know. And then we went to SBK Records. We auditioned for Donald Rubin, Daniel Glass, And then we blew them away. And then there was a lady sitting out she was outside. She was Donald Rubin's secretary. And then they asked her, "Do you like the way they sing?" And she says, yes. Her name was Blasette Kitson. She said, "Okay, let me get Charles Copman down here. We don't like to waste Charles' time, but y'all got to do what y'all just did for Charles Copman." I was like, okay. Charles Copman told us to come to him. So we went over to the big boss office. We walked into his office, this big Illuminati. I can't even explain how big this office was, man. And we went in there, man. We did that thing for him, and he loved us, man. And then they asked Blasette again, "Should we sign Riff? Because I really like Riff." And she goes, "Absolutely. You'll be crazy not to sign these boys." And we ended up at SBK Records, man. We was one of the first boy bands there. At the time, they only had Tracy Chapman and Vanilla Ice.
So when did the name change become Riff? When did you go from the Playboys to Riff? Like whose idea was that? The label?
No, that was Skip Van Rensselaer, which was our manager at the time. We were in rehearsal. The Playboys was in rehearsal. And we were rehearsing. We were singing a song by Gladys Knight called "Giving Up Is Hard to Do." And Anthony Chill was doing a whole bunch of gospel riffs in the song. He goes, "Man, y'all riff too much, man." He said, "Man, you gotta learn to sing straight." He said, God is real." He said, "But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all need to change y'all name to Riff, because y'all riff too much." And it stuck.
Okay. It's probably more natural then too. That to come up that way.
I mean, yeah. So there's a whole lot of groups out there called Riff, but we didn't know that at the time.
Oh yeah, because if you do a search, other riffs will come up. I mean, it is a musical term. So
yeah, it's a musical term of a vibrato movement of the vocal cord. But there's so many groups. Like there's a rock group, there's a Spanish group. So you have to look for the 5 black guys, and then you will see who
the well-dressed, well-styled, always well-styled, even to this day. So how was that? I mean, so you got this record deal. You're on TV shows. I know there's a Soul Train appearance. I read somewhere that you guys were on the Tonight Show. Is that true? Were you guys on the Tonight Show?
Listen, we was on Soul
I see
Train.
Arsenio Hall, Tonight Show. What I'm reading says Arsenio Hall, Tonight Show, Soul Train. You toured with LL Cool J, Vanilla Ice. Oh, yeah. Is that all true?
That's accurate stuff.
Now, how old were you guys at this time?
We're like 19.
Okay. So 19 years old. You got a record deal. You're on Soul Train. You're on Arsenio.
Living the dream.
And how was that at 19? Like young guys with money, getting a little money at least. I hope Mr. Jones isn't around, right?
Mr. Jones is not in the picture. Mr. Jones.
You guys are actually getting paid for your work.
Mr. Jones was pissed that he wasn't involved, but that was my guy. Going, look at them boys singing that R&B music. But man, I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Was he at least proud of you guys?
Oh, definitely.
Just felt like he lost out on his golden goose.
Well, his thing was he wanted us to be gospel artists at the time. He was working on a deal for us at Malaco Records at the time, and this whole high school thing changed us, man. Like we
and being in the movie, it changed the trajectory of where you guys were going.
It changed us, man. As kids, it changed us, man. Like we really didn't see none of this coming. Like being celebrities, like being in a movie, having a record deal. We were really chasing the dream. I'm not even lying to you, man. Like we see the Force MDs, New Edition. Everybody wanted to be them. New Kids on the Block. After that movie, man, we felt like we had something there, and we chasing the dream for real. So we going to these different record companies, auditioning, singing our hearts out. When we got that deal, man, It was on. They flew us out to LA. We recorded our album in 10 days. 1991, man, they dropped it, man. We had a few top 10 hits. We was on tour, like you said, with Vanilla Ice. After that tour, we went off to tour with LL Cool J. We had we caught a couple of soundtracks with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. We had the Lean On Me soundtrack. Then we ended up getting the title cut for White Man Can't Jump. We had the title cut. We worked with Dallas Austin, which is a producer that did TLC's whole album, And yeah, we was living the dream, man, like just doing a whole lot of things, man. That was fun at our age. We made a little money from the movie, little bit of money doing, what we like to do, man. It was fun. I was able to get my mom's up out of, we actually was homeless at the time. So this movie came at the right time. Real serious moment, man. We was home. We had just lost our home, and we were living with family members. So, Stephen, which is my cousin, we all moved in his house. His father is my idol today, man. I love his father, my Uncle Steve, man. He always had a lot of toys, like the motorcycles. And he worked hard. He drive trucks. He provided for his family. They always wanted to go over his house, Christmas Day, because I knew that there was going to be a lot of toys up over there because he had about 5 kids, a lot of boys, there's a lot of toys. I'm like, yo, I would get a few things. My moms would get me a few things that I loved. But, man, I could go over Steven's house, and he was spoiled out of his mind. This cat had everything, man. You know what I mean? So we was homeless at the time, man. So this Lean On Me thing came at the right time for me.
So, yeah, that's an amazing stroke of timing, luck. But you guys did have to have some actual talent to do that. And the one thing I can vouch for you guys is seeing you guys rehearse a couple of years ago. It's like, it's not only, a lot of people sound good on CDs or an album because there's a lot of engineering going on, little vocal games. These guys have no games. Like, this is a real legit 5 guys standing in a circle singing with one another, singing in the hallway, the echoey hallway. You took me up and we did an EPK for you guys, like for your 25th anniversary.
Yeah, man.
And you guys did like, what's it?
Eric Clapton, man.
Eric Clapton,
yeah, man.
And that was amazing. Is that what it's like? Is that how you guys, would you practice wherever you go? Like,
it didn't matter, Scott. Wherever we were, like on the bus, in the subway.
Yeah.
Yo, my man. In
did
the
you guys put down a hat?
Was our spot. No, we never did that. But we would sing everywhere.
So was the bathroom idea that was in the movie, was that like a thing? Did you pitch that to those guys, or did they pitch that to you to be in the bathroom?
No,
is that because the tiles probably give a nice? I mean, I've seen plenty of things where they have home studios that are in the bathroom. The vocal booth is in the bathroom because of the tile. It gives you a great sound.
It's amazing, man.
That's why everybody sings in the shower.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I want to say Michael Schiffer, who was the writer of the movie Lean On Me. He was the one that
came up the bathroom.
He was a genius, man. He's a genius. He's the one that came up with the bathroom thing. Now, the way we pulled it off, just going back just a little bit, the way we pulled it off, I give that to Morgan Freeman, because Riff came in there singing that song like, we was jamming. Morgan Freeman was like, nah.
Slow it down.
He's like, listen to me. He said, if you want to have an effect on these people that watch this film, he said, I just busted y'all in the bathroom. Okay? He said, you're going to slow this down, and I'm going to get in your face. And y'all cats need to straight up adjust to what the room is doing. He said, slow it down. He said, I'm in your face. Y'all scared to death. He said, give me this. He said, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Yo, man, we did it like, I want to say, where Kenny messed up at, that was a real mess up because Anthony,
Okay, yeah.
Kenny had a pitch problem, but Anthony was singing the wrong note on purpose in Kenny's ear, and Kenny was singing the song off key. And they kept it in the movie. They edited, they kept that part. And
so that take at the very beginning where he starts and then he kind of clears his throat and then sings it again and then he hits the right note and gets you guys started. That was real,
bro.
That was real.
That was real. He couldn't find the note whatsoever. Anthony messed him up. He was shook because the lights and stuff is on him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He was sweating. He had to pet his face, get the sweat off.
Holes, people looking.
All of that. It was like, calm down. Let's get it. We must have filmed that part like maybe 15 times, man. I'm not lying, until they got the right one. It's serious filming a movie, man. It's a whole different thing. But Morgan Freeman, after we were done, he was like, this right here, this scene right here is going to be a very, very special part in the movie. It's going to change our lives. Watch, see what I tell you. And that's
then after that scene, when in the movie, he leaves and he starts walking and through the halls. But then there's the quicker version of the Alma Mater song. Right. Is that the way you guys would originally have sung it?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. If you listen to it, that's very interesting that you caught that, Scott. You are a true professional, guy.
I pay attention.
You pay attention, guy. If you listen to it while you're watching the movie, you will hear the speed up version that they used. But they didn't tell us they was going to use that version. You understand what I'm saying? So we sang it slow, and then as we doing that walk, and he's like, you just remember Diana. That was another version that they had already took. It's interesting how they do things in Hollywood, man. That's just how it goes.
They help to extend that moment. It extends that moment. So you guys, you guys, how long has Riff been together?
30 plus years, man.
Over
I want to say
years.
31 years, yeah.
Okay. So and there's been some changes in the lineup.
Yes.
Due to various circumstances. I'm sure fans of Riff know, but like just explain like what's happened. You guys been doing this for over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
Still chasing the dream to this day. So the original 5 that we saw in the movie.
Correct.
How long were you guys together?
Man, I want to say 20, years? 25, like 20 something years for sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And then Kenny passed away.
Well, what happened was we ended up getting dropped from our record deal.
And what was that? Is it because of like too many similar bands at the time, like the Boyz II Men and all those guys were?
No, it was totally our choice. You know, we had to make the right decision, and we made the wrong decision. You know, like what happened was they gave us a choice because after the first album, they want us to go in and do another project, but we wanted to change our style a little bit because we just witnessed that music was changing. It was Boyz II Men, Jodeci, you know, they had changed everything. You know what I mean? So now,
and you liked it. You wanted to be
everybody in the world.
You wanted to be there. Yeah.
Everybody in the world that was a group wanted to be Boyz II Men or Jodeci. So you gotta figure, okay, guys, we gotta change our style a little bit. You know what I mean? We started, changing the way we dress and the whole nine. The record company was gracious. It was like, all right. They didn't want us to go that way, but they let us do it. And we recorded another album.
They gave you your shot.
They gave us our shot. They didn't want us to do it. And this is my message to all of the new artists, man, if you ever decide, if there's an opportunity for you to become a A-list artist signed to a record label, do what they say. You know what I mean? If you want to be uh if you want to be remembered and be if you want to be here for a while, listen, do what they say, man. Let them pick the singles. You know what I mean? Don't you start telling them what you want to do. Let them pick the singles and be held responsible for what goes down. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we recorded our second project, and then they shelved the album after the second single and want us to go in and do a brand new record.
So was that To Whom It May Concern album? Was that the
Yeah,
second one?
yeah. The second album was To Whom It May Concern. We had no hits on this record. No hits. No top tens. We
Nothing on the radio. Nothing getting radio play.
Nothing. It
No
was
no more invites to Soul Train.
no, we actually did. We actually went to Soul Train. Okay. We actually went to Arsenio Hall and the whole nine. We had a good run. Just the record company wasn't pushing the record because they didn't see that for us. They didn't believe in it. They wanted us. We actually had two songs that charted. It just didn't go high.
Gotcha.
So with no push, by the way, just let you know, it was just they charted, no push. The record company didn't see that for us. They want us to hook up with David Foster. We had to audition for him to see if he wanted to do our record. We went in, we sang for him, we did a song with him, and he had vouched to do our whole album. He said, "Oh, I love these guys. These guys are bad." He was like, "I would love to do their whole problem. I promise you, I'm gonna take these boys to the top." This is David Foster, the biggest producer on the planet, man.
Yeah, he's done a lot of great stuff.
The biggest. This is David Foster.
So what happened?
We wanted to be Jodeci and Boys the Men and that stuff like that there, man. And we had to make a decision. You either want to be Jodeci or you want to be Riff and go work with David Foster, and he's going to give you what you need. And me and Anthony got outvoted. Dwayne, Steven, and Steven is still in the group today, but he will tell you his reasons why when we do the documentary that we're going to do. Scott, just let you know.
All right, well, I'm been waiting for years. We've been walking around this for years.
Listen, Steven will tell you his reasoning, but me and Anthony got outvoted, and the record company was just like, we can't do it, guys. We're not wasting no more money on that type of stuff. You got to go with the best. Right. We want to blow you up, you guys. You know, it's apple or oranges, man. Come on, man. We trying to give you apples right now. Y'all guys is playing around. So if you're not gonna go with David Foster, we can't do it.
And just David Foster, I was just looking up real quick. So David Foster, if people don't know, let me see if I can get a picture up. He worked with Celine Dion, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Barbra Streisand, Whitney Houston, Andrea Bocelli, Michael Bublé, Seal, Earth, Wind and Fire.
A-list producer.
Come on. These are all like people everybody knows.
A-lister. Listen, he wrote for Chicago that we covered the record. You know, our love was meant to be that. Yo,
There's David Foster. Right
inspiration, there. Man. He wrote this record, man. This is David Foster, and we didn't want to work with him. Well, the group in its whole did not want to work with him. Me and Anthony was with it, but the rest of the fellas wanted to do Jodeci, man. That's the bottom line, bro.
And you still let Steven be in the band. That's amazing.
That's Steven. Steven is the sound.
He would have been the first one out.
Yeah. Steven is the sound.
He's got that voice. He's got
right now
lovely deep voice.
And I want to say this because you asked this question, man. Since then, guys, Kenny has passed away. All right.
Because everybody sees the video and they think that's
Delvis.
Kenny, and then I think Delvis is Kenny, and then the other people like no.
He's not.
You watch them correct other people who know. They're like
Right.
no.
Right. So Kenny passed away. We lost. Here's my best friend. Um, it's funny because the fact is, because we had broke up and we came back. We started doing stuff. Outside of Riff, like Kenny was doing some spoken words and some type of, I don't know what type of music he was on. You know, and then me, Anthony, and Dwayne, we left Riff for a little while, and we went over to Michael Jackson's label, MJJ Records. We signed a deal, and we did Men of Vision. We did a record on Michael Jackson's label, and we ended up coming back together as Riff. But we ended up recording some songs, man. Enters Delvis Damon and Andre Lamar, two of the greatest singers on the planet to me. These are my boys. I handpicked these guys myself. I'll take all the credit. No, actually, I knew Delvis for I knew Delvis for a long, long time, man. I asked him to come join us, and he decided to come in. And Andre Lamar, my mom's and Andre went to church. My mom's told me about Andre. She said, "You need to listen to this guy. This guy is incredible." So he came over by my apartment and he sang for me. I asked him if he wanted to be in the group. He says, "Yes, man." So this is the five guys: Andre Lamar Jackson, Delvis Damon. It's the closest thing to the original group. And I want to tell you, man, at some moments, I think we're better vocally. You know what I mean? I really, 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 really do. So we're working on some stuff today, and we got some new stuff that's going to be dropping hopefully by the top of the year, man. We're looking to do, release some Christmas music this year, and release some new material next year. The music business has changed, man. So everybody is on the streaming. There's different things
Yeah, you
on
can
how
do
you
it
sell your
yourself.
records.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of our fans tapping in and wanting to see what we're doing now, and us, pretty much giving them that riff sound. And that's what we're going to continue to do, man. I also have a few things that I've been working on solo. And,
Yeah. You got some solo stuff coming out. Talk about that. How is that? How is working by yourself different than working with the guys? I guess no negotiations needed. You just you just do it. I imagine it's a little easier to get them through. Do you like working better by yourself or the collaborating with the other guys?
I'm a group man at heart. You know what I mean? Like, me personally, I'd rather sing with a group. But everybody don't roll the same way. As you know, that's how we lost our deal. You know what I mean? We lost our deal because
Yeah.
everybody is not on the one. Everybody is not. I can't even explain it. That, like, their energy is not the same. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
crazy. You have to have a coach in there, always bigging them up, putting the whip
And
to them.
keep
You
knocking you
gotta
guys back in
you
line.
gotta have somebody like that, man, these days, man, that's in charge. They're not gonna take that from me. Even though, like,
Right.
I'm the quarterback, but they're not gonna take it from me. You know what I mean? Because you have, different, cats bring stuff to the table. They're not, you ain't always right, Nitty Green. You're not. So my thing is, I had to try to put out some music, man, that I like, and hope that people see it and love it, man. It's just a different way, man, that I get a chance to express my vocal talent, and everybody is doing the same thing. It's just something that had to come out, man. But there's always going to be a riff because this is the platform. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I'm gonna always continue to put out a song or two until the casket drop. Scott, I have to continue to chase that dream, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna drop at edit keyboard. I'm gonna drop holding a camera. I'm gonna drop on set. I have no intention of stop doing what I'm doing. So I don't see you guys, and that's the thing I love about you guys is because you guys all still doing it, still wanting to do it, still have that desire to chase the dream of making music and sharing your talents, which is amazing.
Right.
And that's the thing that I find very interesting about you guys is because you do that, you do your 9 to 5s, let's say, and then
Correct.
you all come together on nights and weekends, throwing down your own money for studio
Right.
time,
Right.
rehearsal
It's hard,
space.
man.
Like you just chasing it because like it's just that strong. That love is that strong in you. I mean, I don't think people understand like what it takes to pull off what you guys have and to even try to get back anywhere close to what you had when you were
Whew.
19, 20, 21. You know, you're
Listen,
talking like 20 plus years later, you're still chasing the dream and going for it. Like, I don't think people understand what it really takes to succeed. Like
listen,
overnight
man.
sensations aren't overnight sensations.
You saying it correctly, man. It's a different game right now. We do the music part for the love. If we can get another 15 minutes in this music industry, man, with some backing, oh, I think we'll be able to do something, great. It's different ways that your music can be heard in movies, man, and it's a big planet. You know what I mean? And like I said, we do have a fan base. There's people that still like good singing. The music business has changed. It's different, man. It's different for
Yeah.
everybody. There's nobody really dropping albums anymore. It's a single driven business. Unless you're an A-lister like Beyonce and on up, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, the big names who've got it, they
yeah, yeah. They selling out
like Taylor
arenas and
Swift
stuff.
and
Taylor
Beyonce
Swift,
and
right, exactly.
Jay-Z's gonna throw something down, and like I'm trying to think of like who's like
Adele, Sam
Yeah,
Smith,
Adele.
you know what I mean? These guys. So it's like I said, it's a different business now. We just want to be a part of. We can open up for some of these cats like Michael
Yeah,
Bolton,
you guys were
which
touring. You guys were touring earlier this year. Who did you do? Who did you guys tour with?
uh
Was it just
well,
you?
no,
Or are you doing like festivals and summer
we're
summer
doing
stage kind of
festivals,
stuff?
man. We're opening for people. You know what I mean?
You
We
opened for
just
Cyndi Lauper a couple years ago, right?
well,
How was that?
Cyndi Lauper is beautiful. First of all, she's beautiful. You know what I mean? Second of all, we thank her for that till this day. It was pretty big deal. We was hoping to do some more stuff with her, and there's still a possibility. She's working on some stuff, man, and we have an in. My man John Dubuque. What's up, John? He's hand in hand with her, man, and she wants to record a Christmas album. Have Riff come do some vocals with her. That'd be
Oh,
nice,
nice.
you know.
That'd be nice.
And the sky's the limit, man. We still chasing that dream, man. Like, however we can pick the lock, still, that's the way we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna try to, get our documentary out there and let, there's people that always want to see a story. They like stories and success stories
That's
and see exactly what's going on. Like a real insight on what we're doing, and we want to tell our story, man. And you know hey, man, we'll see, man. We just want to continue recording and just putting quality stuff out there, man. That's what
I
it's all
feel like
about.
I want to let you go because I know I promised you only be an hour. I see we're over
It's
the hour,
cool.
but
It's
I feel
cool.
like we only scratched the surface
We
of what
did.
we could be
We
talking
did.
about, and
We did.
and I don't even think I got to like half of the things I wanted to ask you. But one thing before I let you go,
Uh,
for today,
uh-huh.
and if you will, if people want Michael to come back, put comments below. We'll get him back. I got an inside track to him. I can get him back
Yeah.
when our schedules line up. But the whole Nitty Green. I remember you told me this story because I asked. I was like, this it's like because you're what people might not know. You're coming on here and you're very charismatic,
Mm,
and it's not who you are. You're a shy, quiet guy.
I am.
But the guy I'm talking to right now, this is Nitty Green.
Listen,
So
man.
it's like almost like you have a split personality. Like when the stage and the lights come on, this Jekyll and Hyde kind of a thing
Exactly,
comes
man.
out of you. So what? Where did the character who you are in Riff, Nitty Green, where did that guy come from? Where did the name come from? Who gave it to you? Did you come up with it? Was it given to you like the manager gave you guys the name Riff? You guys riffing too much? Did Nitty Green come up in a similar fashion, or was that something you thought of?
It's a pretty similar fashion. But I was in the group Metavision. I'm still in the group Metavision. We're still together. We just haven't recorded anything. But we coming together in that band, we pretty much gave each other stage names. That was the thing to do, back then, to have a stage name, a cool stage name. And the gentleman that was in the group, his name is George Spencer. You know what I mean? They used to call him George or Pretty Bobby. Real good looking dude. You know what I mean? Snazzy dresser, man. He's always fashion guy. I ended up telling him, man, you need to change your name to G Fly because you're always fresh, my guy. And so he ended up liking that and going with it. He says, yo, man, I used to watch a lot of mafia movies like Mob and stuff. And you know what I mean? I love every time somebody look around, I'm watching The Godfather or
Mm-hmm.
Capone and Nitty Green. Frank Nitty was a character that was in, I want to say, the Al Capone story. And like straight up and down, I liked that name. And George said, you need to change your name to Nitty Green. And I'm like, why? He said, because you nitty and you like money, right? I was like, yeah. He said, that's your name right there. Change it. I promise you it's going to stick. And he gave me Nitty Green. So that's George Spencer, a.k.a. G Fly, gave me that name and it stuck. But it also gave me a split personality because I learned how to be a different person in Metavision, man. I started finding myself, being a different person in Metavision. And that character is Nitty Green. I just carried Nitty Green into the 2000s, man. So this is what people are getting right now.
Very interesting. It is very
Yeah.
it is very interesting to watch you when you're on stage, knowing you in the real world,
Mhm.
and then when seeing you on stage, like the confidence level, it is like almost someone else's
Yeah.
taking
Takes over
possession of
more.
you.
Yeah.
But it is
Takes
you.
over.
It is who you are.
Mhm.
That's who you are inside. But
I'm scared to
this Nitty
death.
Green persona.
I'm scared to
Oh
death
yeah.
until the lights come on. When the lights come on, I'm actually there. It's like there's no turning back. You got to go. You got to figure it out. Go. And I black
So
out. I black out.
if somebody's watching and somebody who is an aspiring singer, uh, as wants to do this, what would you say? Because you are scared, but you do it anyway.
Yeah, man.
So how do you use that fear for good instead of a lot of people, including myself at times? I let that fear hold me back from doing what I want to do. How do you let that get you up on the stage and being in front of thousands of people?
Well, I'm
you
gonna
know,
tell
it,
I'm gonna tell you guys this right here, right now. Take it from me. It's true. Go ask your mother. Ask your father. It's what I've learned. A closed mouth don't get fed. So what I'm trying to tell you, if you have a talent, practice your talent. Do it. Do it. You know what I mean? And reach. No, but I tell you like this. Continue to chase the dream. Scott, this is perfect, bro. Chasing the dream, man. That's what it's all about. You know what I
we've
mean?
all got
Learn
them.
your art. Know about it. Watch tapes, videos, and stuff like that. And this is something that you really want to do. You know what I mean? You got to go for it. What else you got to lose, man? One life. while you're here right now. Go have some fun. It's all fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the
that's the
same
thing. I mean,
time, I got to say this, at the same time, it can be fun. But if you're real serious and if you're good, you will get fed. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's pretty much it, man.
all right, Michael, I'm going to let you go, but I want to thank you for taking time out. Tell everybody, I'm going to put all links to you guys in the description below, but tell everybody what you've got coming up right now, where they can find you on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Tell them where they can find you and what you guys have coming up and looking out for you. Where can they see Riff sing these days? What's coming up?
All right. Right now, man, we're getting ready to open for another group, man, by the name of After Seven this October. The Unfinished Business Tour, they got that going on, and we are a part of that tour. Also, Riff is in the studio recording some new material that we're looking to drop next year. We trying to film a Christmas video. We just gotta figure out a storyline to it and figure out how we can get we put out a song, but we never did a video to it, and we kind of put a Christmas video to it. We try to put out a Christmas video every year. We have
a
the
Christmas
song
video last year, you guys, and like during COVID times, you guys filmed your own thing, and like you were
on
on
our
your own phone,
phones. On our
and you did your own
phones.
thing.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
great. It's great. But we're trying to get together and film a real Christmas video with the group being together and stuff like that. And expect some new material from Nitty Green. I have a bunch of records, man. I just got to get in the studio and cut them. And what else? Oh, you can reach if you want to keep up with what Riff is doing. You can reach us at Riff Sounds, and that's everywhere: Instagram, okay, Facebook,
YouTube.
YouTube. Everywhere.
And I got
at
some
Riff
stuff
Sounds.
on my page with you guys too. Like I said
You
earlier
can
at the
go to
beginning,
Scott's page.
that alma mater
Silva.
song. If you want to see the 30-year anniversary of the alma mater song in that bathroom at Eastside High, go to my page.
Yes, man. And expect. We're trying to film a documentary, and like I said, we're trying to get a Christmas video out, man. So stay tuned, man.
And
we're
Sundays,
still chasing the
Sundays,
dream.
Sundays, you got vibe sessions on Facebook.
That's right. Sundays at 7 p.m.
Man, I'm not gonna forget. We got to promote you. We're here to promote Michael Best.
I appreciate it. Every Sunday,
Sundays,
7 p.m. Man, you have it's the Vibe Session show. We talk about life, love, and music. It's with myself. It's with Little Pie and our producer, Danielle Silva, man, which is your sister, man. She produced the whole show. She came up with the whole concept. She writes all of the stuff. This is her thing. She just allowed me to be in it. This thing was straight up written for Riff to do, but none of them wanted to do it. So she pushed me to do it by myself, and I brought in Pie, and I'm telling you, man, we've been going for 3 years, going on 3 years, and I've learned to do interviews again, like that other side that you talked about, me being shy and stuff like that. I had to break out of that doing Vibe Sessions. It taught me to hold down interviews by myself and talk to people and just be myself. And so I thank her for that, for pushing me to do that right there, which is also going to help in my acting, because I plan on going out doing some more acting as well.
That's true. You've been acting. Isn't there like
I have 2 movies. Yeah, well, I have my own independent film out. It's 8 minutes long. So go check it out. It's on YouTube right now. It's called Why. Nitty Green Why. Go check that out. And then I was in a short film. That wasn't really that short. It's like about an hour long. You can see that on Tubi. The name of the movie is called Pressure. I also have a song on the soundtrack in the movie. It's called They Don't Want to See Us. I'm working on a new film right now. They're working on a new film, which I'm a part of. It's called Legacy. and I'm playing a rock star in this film. And
You're wearing that hat?
It's basically Nitty Green, the black rock star. They call me, I don't even know my character name in the film. It's so dumb. They gave me this name, but I'm gonna go with it. And
You're like Lenny Kravitz.
man, listen, but I'm tearing it up in the film. I'm supposed to be doing some filming tomorrow on it as well, but that's gonna come out the top of the year, man. And we're
So
working,
you got
man. We're
things
trying to do
going.
some
You're still
things.
chasing that dream.
Yeah, man.
Any way you can. All right, so if you guys want to follow Michael, I've been trying to get him out here for 15 minutes, but we keep talking. We have to have a part 2.
We gotta have a part 2.
We'll have
and follow me. If you want to follow me, it's Nitty Green everything, y'all. Okay, it's Nitty Green on Facebook, Instagram,
And then for Riff Sounds.
Riff Sounds.
On all the platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You can find them. You can find out where they're performing, their tour dates, all the upcoming things. Anytime there's an album or a song dropping, follow these guys. Keep the bell on for the alerts so you know when these guys are dropping new music. Yes. Michael, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate your time. I will see you around the dinner tables when we all get together.
Oh yeah, it's holiday time. I can't wait for this.
Holiday time's coming. Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming.
Man. It's time to eat.
And all right, buddy. Yeah. Thanks so much. Say hi to my sister for me.
You got it, boss.
I'll talk to you soon.
You got it, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. Let's do part 2.
All right, sounds good.